All right, welcome back to Randland. We just finished episode 2 of the Wheel of Time series called Shadows Waiting. We're like deep into the Wheel of Time now. Things are moving at a brisk pace, and I'm really engrossed in the show now, and I'm excited to talk about this one. So, real quick, I'll give us just a quick rundown of highlights that you will see that are analogous to the book. So, we see our crew fleeing the two rivers, crossing the Terran. We get the story and the song of Manetheren, which is pretty cool.
That's true.
Wolves already.
Yeah.
Sweet wolves. Shatter Logoth, Mashadar, and then the splitting up of the characters. So we get a lot in this episode. I want to focus on character for our discussion. So I feel like a big standout story arc wise are Rand and Egwene. Any thoughts there? Quick reactions?
Yeah, I feel like they're just the editing itself and is really leaning Egwene heavy, I think, which I'm cool with. Like, that's great. Because I think obviously we know why they want to do that, but also like I think the story supports them doing that too.
Yeah.
Egwene is, and anything that harkens back to them saying they were for Ta'Veren, so they're all important.
Yeah. Do you think she said 4 because she just thought Nynaeve was dead?
Like, could have been fine.
She didn't make it, so obviously the pattern, that's a no. It's like every time someone dies you can channel, Marine's like, that wasn't it.
They wouldn't have died.
Lan's like, are you sure? And she's like, no.
Oh my gosh.
But sorry,
No, it's
continue.
But yeah, so I do think that the editing is leaning that heavily, but also I think Rand has had some good moments. Like I think we just mentioned Rand had a little tantrum in the road.
A little tantrum.
A little one?
Yeah.
Well, look at me.
I think it's interesting. Rand's the most distrusting of Moraine so far, which is like that Tam Althor heritage, I think, of like the distrust of the Aes Sedai. So, I mean, I'm curious where that'll go.
He's showing some wisdom though, because he's not wrong that she's like, one of you can channel, and he's like, what do you do to men who can channel? And
He's
we're supposed to just follow you.
Yeah.
But then Matt wisely points out Trollocs are chasing them, and she can throw fireballs, so maybe we'll stick with her so we're like,
do this for a minute.
across the river.
Wasn't Matt the more distrusting one in the books of her though?
Yes.
I feel like Rand was kind of just like, we're gonna do whatever.
That's definitely a swap.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that brings up, we see Hightower go down in a different way.
Right.
No, she doesn't kill anyone in the book. In that part, she just sinks their ferry, right?
Yeah.
She
gives them a shit ton of money. Like
and
she's, they're like, why are you begrudging me? This is a little different.
Yeah.
Someone got sacrificed.
Someone sacrificed. I mean, you have to up the stakes. For sure.
And I feel like Matt's lived a hard life and he just gets it.
Yeah.
He's like,
do what you gotta
cool,
do.
she's strong. I'm gonna stick with her.
Yeah.
It's funny because in the first episode I turned to Crane and said, oh, they fixed Rand. Like he's like supportive of her life choices, and
he was
sex positive. Yeah, and then now tables have turned classic.
He did not like it.
No, he's struggling more.
Yeah.
What about Egwene? How are you feeling about her character development so far?
I like it. Yeah. I think it's really good actually.
Yeah, you can already see the seeds of her like being the one that wants to like learn and figure things out. Like she's questioning Moraine, quote unquote, lying, and then Moraine kind of explains like, I actually wasn't lying.
Yeah.
And she's kind of like already getting into that. So you can see she's kind of very smart, picking up on stuff.
Yeah.
She's also, I pick up in the book that she's a bit of a people pleaser, but only in that she's like ambitious and she wants to be that like straight A student that Hermione Granger like always puts her hand up.
Yeah.
And she challenges Moraine like, hey, what about that guy you murdered? And Moraine's like, what are the 3 oaths? And she's like, oh shit, let me get this right. Okay. The first one is you can't lie. And she's like, no. And then she just immediately like becomes the apt pupil. And that was a funny like shift that I thought in 2 seconds they convey kind of where she's at in the books.
It also just shows how fast she's like picking up what's happening and adapting to it, which is like she was always the more adaptable one of the bunch, I think, than any of the men were. So
that's true. That is true. And especially Agnes, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's ambitious. She's sort of like embodying some of the Aes Sedai qualities.
She's like, oh, I can go to the tower. All right.
Okay.
Bye, Rand.
Bye, Rand.
Good luck with that whole. Maybe you could chat.
Okay, so jumping forward, I think we've been looking forward to Shadow Logoth for quite some time. It's one of our favorite parts. I just know from the early episodes when we would talk about it, I think we said that's when the Wheel of Time gets metal. And it does, go from this colorful, bright, happy start of episode 1 to this muted, more black and white, like gritty world. What'd you think?
Yeah, I really liked the Shadow Logoth like portion of the episode. Like, it was fantastic, honestly. I really liked the portrayal of Mashtar.
Yes.
It was really, really good. It was, obviously different than I imagined in my head, but I really liked the way that they represented it.
It was great because I think, we know there's waygates, so they have to differentiate from Mashinshin in a significant way. And visually, it was almost, I don't want to compare it to Doctor Who, but there's certain Doctor Who episodes where I'm like, run! It gave me that feeling. But it was really well done visually.
Yeah, it was. I also liked the way they kind of did the acquisition of the dagger.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was like, cool. Okay, to the point. I obviously I wanted that scene with them going down the stairs and the whole thing, but that was like a quick way to get it done and then like get back like right into the action.
Yeah, I think if they did like Ghost Dandy, it wouldn't look good. So yeah. Anything stand out for you in this one?
I just think the set was really cool, like the huge walls and all of that was just like
the cracked
so cool.
wall.
Yeah,
that was
that
so
just
good.
like was really just visually really cool.
Yeah.
Colin audibly
really well
like
done.
asked.
I did.
I
totally did. It was like,
I think that was like the only audible reaction we had on this. Me and you were telling a lie.
I was cursing a lot. The Trollocs are really working. Every time there's a chase scene, I am feeling it.
Yeah, that's right.
I like the one that's on all fours.
When they run on all fours,
yeah.
it's so weird.
Yeah,
I nicknamed that one Bunny.
I think they did so well putting those masks on the horse too, because it's always at night when you see them, and now you can kind of see the horse, and that there's no ambiguity. That's a Mirdrall's horse. It's not like some guy on a horse. It's so like that helped.
Fade parade.
That was really smart design.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's true.
Cool. All right. What about other character highlights? For me, it was Matt. Obviously, I'm just growing into more and more of a Barney fan, but he had so many good quips in this one. Let's see.
The hoisting one, that was good.
Yeah, he's like, I think I'll stay with the lady that shoots fireballs. Maybe try and stay on her good side, Rand. And then when Rand's like, hoist me up to get away from Mashadar, and he's like, hoist me up. That was so good.
That was good.
Yeah, he had a few zingers.
Yeah, that was good.
Who stood out to you?
I like who's in it? I really honestly what I really missed was 90 minutes.
You turned into a full-on
Nynaeve stand.
Right,
it was crazy.
Let's talk about that cameo at the end.
That was fantastic because I was waiting the whole episode, and for the record, like the episode went by so quickly. Like it was,
I know.
Yeah, so I was waiting. I was like, okay, she's got to be in the fucking episode. So where is she? And then she's like the last shot. So I was like, okay.
No, she's dead. They're not coming back for season 2.
Yeah, right.
They're trying to keep it quiet.
But honestly, I was like waiting for her to come back the whole time, for sure.
It's a nice start of her dynamic with Lan, which is good. Yeah.
It's true. What else? Okay, so the Kieran scene with the wolves. What did you guys think of that scene?
I thought it was cool. I did think that he should have been like standing in like a bracing himself sort of stance when the wolf got close, but he's also kind of in psychosis over what happens.
That's
so
true.
I think
That's
he
a
was
good
just
point.
like,
That's a good point. Yeah.
I thought it was a nice sort of subtle introduction. Like if you haven't read the books, it's ambiguous. It's a nice like opening of that.
That's true. I didn't love it, but like you're making me think about it differently.
I like the music. It got me into it.
The music is good. That's true.
I think like the fact that he's not letting the wound on his leg be treated or whatever is like kind of like punishing himself or like
I think
trying to die because like he could get an infection. So I think it was really, I don't know, connecting whatever is going on with him, which I'm sure we'll find out with the wound and then the wolves.
To the wolves.
Just interesting.
Yeah.
Interested to see where that goes.
Yeah. Oh, the dream. So there's no suspense there. They have the dream. Moraine finds out about it right away.
Right.
But what do you think of the portrayal of the dream itself?
Like the bat coming out of his.
Yeah.
That was great. I loved it.
Bats.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was into it. I want more bat pubes.
I said, and that's how you skip Bearlawn.
Yeah.
You just use some bats, and then
obviously.
you talk about it.
Robert. What the hell? Oh man. Yeah.
That's funny.
That's good. That was really good. I liked it.
There's another big thing.
What?
The White Cloaks showed up.
Oh fuck! There was so much in this episode.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, okay.
They're terrible.
Yeah, they were awful.
Valda is quite a villain.
Was he a questioner in the books? I thought he was just a regular White Cloak in the books.
I think they kind
He's not a
they
questioner.
combined him with Asunella.
Yeah, probably. I think
He's so creepy, Abdul Salam.
Yes.
Like, what a great performance.
Yeah.
I really hate him, but I like him. He's really funny on Twitter, so.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, he's not a character I've seen portrayed before. I feel like the way he's embodying Valda isn't like a villain I've seen or just a standard fantasy trope or anything like that. And he brings a lot to the role.
It's really creepy.
Yeah. No, when he's touching Moraine, I was so mad. That was when he gets handsy with her. Just the way he's putting his hands on her back. I was like he was like measuring her or something. Yeah, and the rings on. And he is enjoying.
He's a serial killer.
He's
a serial killer.
I think it's interesting also because he's so good at being so disgusting. Like the juxtaposition against Jeffrey Bornhold.
He was like, let's go after the troll.
Yeah, who suggested to going to find like a nice die. Like it's a really interesting kind of like foil of those two characters next to one another, but still White Cloaks.
But you see the bureaucracy and the power that the questioners have to set their own path.
Totally, yeah.
Well, it sets up like people like Pedro Nile who are like not great, but not the worst of them either. So it's like
Anyway, that was a lot. We're definitely gonna have to rewatch. There's so much to absorb in these episodes, but I will say this. I don't know. It just sold me. I'm feeling like really good about what they accomplished, and really excited to see the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So it assuaged any of the fears that I might have had, just strictly based on snarky reviews that have come out. You know.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, ready for episode 3?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I should have a better sign off next time.